right? So I just finished a crazy leg day, and I just came home and I was reflecting on the fact like this morning I was feeling a lot of doubt, like doubt in the journey, doubting myself if this is actually the path that will lead to fulfillment. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why am I putting everything aside for this vision that I have? Like, am I even going to be able to achieve it? Is it pure delusion that I think that I can do this? If 95% of the world lives a life and never achieves their dreams, what makes me so arrogant to think that I will achieve it? And then I just sat there and I thought, what is the alternative? What is the alternative? Like, if there's two paths that I can take, one of them being following this delusion and this honestly arrogance of thinking that I can achieve something and that I can make this vision a reality. And the other path is choosing the safe way and thinking, you know what, other people haven't been able to do it, so or most of the other people haven't been able to do it. So why should I be able to do it? And then I thought to myself, like, but there's enough people who were able to do it. So truthfully, you don't have a choice. And this is something that hit me this morning. Like, we don't have a fucking choice but to follow our vision and to give it everything that we have in order to make that vision a reality. Because what the one side is going to give you, if you think, fuck it, I'm not going to be able to do it, so I'm not even going to try, what does this lead to? This is going to lead to a life full of regret. This is going to lead to you lying on your deathbed with regrets. And I don't want to live on my deathbed having regrets and having what ifs. What if I went after it? What if it would have worked out? What if I took the risk? What if my life could have turned out so much better than it has right now? What if I became the best version of myself and didn't fall short of whatever I could achieve? Like, I want to live on my deathbed, and you got to think for yourself. Like, what do you want to think when you're lying there on your deathbed in the last minute? Do you want to think the things that I just mentioned, or do you want to lay there and think, you know what? I've reached my full potential. I've given it my all. I created the life that I dreamed of. I couldn't have lived a better, more purposeful life. Like, actually think about it. And take these thoughts into every single decision that you make each and every single day. Because during the day, I have so many moments where I have to choose between purpose and pleasure. And I've come quite far already. So it's very easy to choose the pleasure, you know? It's very easy to now take my foot off the gas and say, let's enjoy the fruits of our labor. But the fruits of our labor is actually growth. The fruits of our labor is the growth that comes from the effort that we put in. It's not the result. It's not the material. It's not the superficial, external things that are the fruits of our labor. It's the internal feeling of growth and progress and becoming all that we can be. That internal feeling, that's the fruit of our labor. Think about this with everything that you do. When you put in so much effort, with so much energy, so much intensity, the feeling that this gives is uncomparable to any pleasure that you can find from the outside. The purest pleasure comes from the inside, but it has to be worked for. It doesn't come from nothing. It only comes from effort, from sacrifice, from giving it every single thing, so that when your head hits the pillow at night, you know you've got nothing left in the tank. That's the only way to feel this inner fulfillment and to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. And when I look back to the times where I didn't think this way, When I look back to the times when I did choose the external pleasures over the internal satisfaction of the effort that I put in, when I did choose in those times the easy way out, the easy way for instant gratification, when I did walk that path, I didn't feel fulfilled. And if you're walking that path right now, I'm 100% certain that you're not feeling fulfilled either, because otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this video. Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video until this point. You would have clicked off at the first 3 seconds to some next football summary, some bullshit TV show, watching Love Island or whatever. If you were choosing instant gratification, and if you want to choose instant gratification over putting in effort and actually growing and becoming all that you can be, you wouldn't be watching this video. So I know that you're sitting there and you want to grow. You want to become the best version of yourself, but something is holding you back. Just like something was holding me back 3, 4 years ago, when I was drinking every single day, fully controlled by vices, smoking weed, getting blackout drunk. Like, it's the instant gratification that we chase to feel good in the moment, but whatever goes up must come down. When you choose instant gratification and feeling good in the moment, you're borrowing energy from tomorrow. You might feel good for the next 3 or 4 hours, but tomorrow you pay the price. Tomorrow you pay the price of the instant gratification that you wanted today. Well, if you choose to put in the effort today, you get the reward tomorrow, or next week, or next year. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how long it takes before the results materialize into the real world, because it's not the results that you're after. When you're not after the external results, but when you're after the internal feeling that the effort gives you, then it doesn't matter what your timeline is. There is no fucking timeline. It doesn't matter if it takes a week, a month, a year, or a decade. It doesn't even matter if it never happens at all. Because you feel good every single day. Every single night you go to bed fulfilled, because you know that you gave it your all. And the reason I'm so fucking passionate about this is because I live both sides. I know what it is to chase instant gratification. I know what it is to feel fucked up the next day. I know what it is to live a life full of regret. And I know what it is like to stop doing everything that I regret later. Because regret simply is your conscience, your inner self, that voice inside of you. Some call it the authentic voice of God, some call it the universe, some call it your inner self, some call it your higher self. It doesn't matter what you call it. Your conscience is telling you that whatever actions you did when you regret them, it's your conscience telling you that it's not in line with the vision and the future that you want. Whenever you have a certain vision, when you have a certain vision of the kind of man that you are, when you have a vision of your character and you do things that are not in line with that character, when you do things that your best self would not do, you regret them the next day. Fuck, you regret them in the moment. When you have this vision of yourself, where you can be this fucking disciplined person who sticks to his word no matter what, and you say, I'm gonna do this, and the moment you go back on your word, you feel regret deep down, because I know it, because I did it. So the best way to see what are the things that I should be doing and that I shouldn't be doing is by first taking away every single action that you regret later on. Whether it's smoking weed, whether it's sleeping in, whether it's drinking, whether it's procrastinating, whether it's watching Netflix when you told yourself that you were going to work and your work isn't finished. Whether it's being angry at someone outside, whether it's arguing with your parent, whatever the fuck it is, whatever you regret is not in line with the vision of the character of your best self. And you need to do whatever it takes to turn yourself into this better version of you, because the better you will have a better life. The better you is able to achieve everything that you set out for yourself to achieve. I tried every single thing under the sun to improve my life. But it wasn't until I created the better me that I created the better life. All of this, apartment with this view, which I look at every single morning, it reminds me of the fact that I have become the man who deserves this. I have become the next version of myself who deserves this. But guess what? I have a lot of other things that I want to achieve. And I know I don't deserve them yet. Why? Because I don't have them yet. And this is the fucking paradox, because I don't give a fuck that I don't have them yet, because I'm not chasing the external. I'm chasing the internal feeling that I get from putting in effort to become that next version that has all those things. Because at first, you need that external goal. You need the goal of the apartment. You need the goal of the car in order to get you moving. But once you get there, you realize that it wasn't that thing that fulfilled you. It was the work. Because you already felt better even though you didn't have it yet. Because the work fulfills you. The work truly instills the worth. And there's so many different things that I learned on this journey. And there's so many things that I don't know yet. And there's so many things that I'm not qualified to teach about. But I'm teaching about the things that I have experienced myself, because I know those things to be true. I'm not gonna be sitting here talking about things that I haven't experienced. I'm not gonna be sitting here telling you what it's like driving a Ferrari. I'm not gonna be sitting here telling you what you need to do in order to drive a Bugatti. Why? Because I don't have one. I will have one in the future, but I don't have it yet. So I'm not gonna be sitting here talking about what it is to have one. I have a certain vision of what it would be like to have it. It's the vision that drives me forward. It's the vision of who I need to become, the man that I am day to day when I drive that thing. That's the vision that drives me forward. I have a very clear vision of what it's like to be that guy, to be that version of myself. And that's what drives me forward, to put in the effort every single day, to wake up early. And I know there's parts in my life where I'm lacking, where I'm not that guy yet, but we only learn those things through putting in the effort every single day, by waking up early, training hard, eating right, and then working towards our purpose of bettering ourselves and becoming all that we can be. And it's funny because the most clear example that I can give you of how you need to become a certain character in order to achieve certain things is actually that when I was fucking up my life, I thought that I could fix it with a few tactics, a few courses, a few mentorships, and a few hacks. I thought if I just know those, I can apply them, no problem, everything will be fixed. But guess what? I bought all of the courses. I bought all the mentorships. I watched all the YouTube videos on how to make money. I didn't have any money. Why? Because I didn't apply the tactics. I wasn't able to stay in the game and persevere long enough to build up my own momentum. I kept self-sabotaging every single time when I needed to persevere, to put my head down and work. Because if you're that guy, if you want to be rich, if you want to be famous, if you have all these goals that you want to achieve, and for example, you can't stick to a simple wake-up time, how the fuck do you think that you're going to achieve those things? Do you think, just think about it, the guy that has all the things that you want to have, that has achieved all the things that you want to achieve, think about the character of that guy. Does he struggle to wake up at the wake-up time when he himself put the alarm clock? When he himself, in the night, said, I'm going to wake up at 4:15, and the alarm went off. Do you think he wakes up or that he snoozes and stays in till 10 o'clock? Then skips his training because he doesn't feel like it, then eats like shit because he is sad, Or do you think he's the guy that does whatever the fuck he says he's gonna do? The guy that sticks to his word no matter what. This is the number one character trait that you need to build in yourself, and it all starts with the wake up time. Like, I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat the wake up time. I don't know how long I'm going to hammer the fact down that the wake up time is the single most important asset of changing your life today. But it is. Because it's a simple contract with yourself that you can stick to every single day. And that's the first win that you get in the morning. On top of the wake up time, you can stack the rest of your wins of the day. You do your morning routine. You hydrate directly. You don't scroll social media. You do your push-ups. You don't do anything else. You take a cold shower. You don't do anything else. You go and read 5 or 10 pages of something that you learn from, and that sets your mind right. And then you get to fucking work. You train hard. You eat right. And maybe somewhere in the evening you can enjoy a few hours of free time with your friends or family. If you did everything that you were supposed to do, and as long as it doesn't sabotage your next day. Like, the blueprint is so simple. And I overcomplicated this so much when I started. I thought it was so fucking complicated with tactics and strategies, and it was some complicated thing that I just didn't know. But truth is, I wasn't willing to do the work, and I wasn't able to do the work because I hadn't built the man that I am today. Like, if there's anything I want to leave you with today, is that you need a very clear vision of who the man that achieves everything that he wants to achieve for you is. A very clear vision who that next version of yourself is. Like, actually design your next character to the T. What time does he wake up? What does he do in a day? How does he think? How does he act when nobody is watching? Is he self-accountable? Does he stick to his word? How much effort is he putting in? How does he treat other people? What are his principles? What kind of morals does he live by? To the T, describe that man. And then reverse engineer what you need to do today, tomorrow, and next week in order to become that next man. That next version of yourself. To build that next character. So that you too can become all that you can be. And achieve everything that you set out for yourself. And that you can finally stop self-sabotaging yourself, your progress, and your life. And with that, your satisfaction. Because, once again, the satisfaction and the fulfillment comes from the effort that you put in, the intensity that you put in, and how much fuel you got left in the tank when your head hits the pillow at night. Take this into the day. Take this into every decision that you make today. Every second, think about what that man would do, and then actually replicate it. Until you wake up one day and you realize, I'm him. I'm him. I did it. And then you think, what's next? Alright guys, that's it for today.